We all know that earlier this year, the big bosses at Paramount were scratching their heads. And just like them, we were wondering how to keep the show Yellowstone going as Kevin Costner, one of the main stars, was looking to ride off into the sunset. Costner wanted to chase after a new Western dream called Horizon. We're going to talk about it later. Now here's the thing. Costner's split focus was starting to irk Sheridan, the mastermind behind the scenes. And guess what? After months of gossip and wondering, we finally know what's going to happen to Yellowstone. But hold your horses, it might not be the news you've been hoping for, cowboy. Because the modern cowboy tale that's been a hit with everyone is going to take its final bow after the upcoming episodes of the last part of Season 5, and these episodes are set to light up your screens in November. In this video, we're going to talk about the big surprise to Yellowstone fans. We also jot down if Season 5 is really the last season of Yellowstone, the real reason behind the delayed premiere. Also, we're going to tackle the effect of the ongoing writer's strike to Yellowstone, who will be back in Season 5 Part 2, and much more. So, sit back and relax as you are now watching Yellowstone 2 sequel confirmed as Season 5 ends Kevin Costner TV show. Is this really the last season? As we said earlier, our favorite show Yellowstone is not going to have a 6th season. But wait, don't get so upset yet. Because along with this bittersweet news, the bosses at the network also spilled some exciting beans. They're planning a new... well, you don't want to miss this. Keep watching to find out. The PallyFest issue. It all started during PallyFest in March. There was a chat session scheduled, but it seemed like they hadn't even started shooting the second part of Season 5. Emily Longaretta from Variety gave us the scoop with her tweet. No updates for Part 2 of #Yellowstone season. Then, in April, one of the show's big shots, Stephen Kay, gave us a little more info. Stephen is an executive producer and a director on the show, and at the panel for Deadline's Contenders Television, he dropped a hint by saying, "Taylor's in Texas spinning hay into gold." We're all hoping to get started soon. Everybody's excited. Fast forward to May, and Deadline had more news to share. They said the last episodes are scheduled to start filming in August. But wait, this might cause you to scratch your head. What the writer's strike means for Yellowstone Season 5's return. On May 2nd, 2023, the scriptwriters, who are part of the Writers Guild of America, officially downed their pens. They are saying that Hollywood is not fully respecting the writer's dignity, and WGA is under negotiation where they are balancing the weight if they are going to continue their business or not. So, no one knows when they'll pick up their pens again. But if we look back at the strike of 2007, this could last up to 100 days. And hey, you don't want to miss this silver lining for all of us Yellowstone fans, and that is, Yellowstone's not affected by the writer's strike. Despite whispers around Hollywood suggesting that Yellowstone was delayed because scripts weren't ready when Costner was free to film, or perhaps due to contract hiccups with our leading man, one thing is clear: the writer's strike isn't the culprit. Now you can breathe easy knowing that the rest of the season is coming our way. And speaking of breathing, what could happen to John Dutton? Now, none of us have a crystal ball to see what's going to happen in the next season of Yellowstone. But one thing's for sure, the Dutton family is in for a world of trouble. Because John's son Jamie is scheming big time. He's plotting to kick John out of office, grab the governor's seat, and who knows, maybe even do away with him. And get this, Jamie is in bed with the sneaky enemy Sarah Atwood from Market Equities. But Jamie's not the only problem. Thomas Rainwater is not too thrilled either, and because of that, John's family drama is getting in the way of a potential pipeline project that might pass through the reservation. Plus, he's got the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Park officers on his tail after he accidentally bumped off some endangered wolves. Right before the season's halfway point, a nasty bacteria called brucellosis threatened to wipe out all of John's cattle. This forced him to move the herd all the way to Texas. This move could bring them closer to a possible reunion with Jimmy at the Four Sixes Ranch, but it could also put the Duttons in hot water financially. Taylor Sheridan told The Atlantic that he wanted the show to have real stakes. He said, "I wanted to never ever shy away from this was the price." The next 6 episodes could spell the end for the Dutton family as we know it. So, when is the big day? Remember how the first half of Yellowstone Season 5 galloped onto Paramount Network on November 13th, 2022? And how we all glued ourselves to our screens every Sunday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central until the mid-season finale on January 1st, 2023? Well, get ready for round 2. As we spilled earlier, the second half of the season is set to debut in November 2023. Yeah, that's great. They're going to spice our Halloween in November, but who's back for more Yellowstone drama. You don't want to miss this because all your favorite faces are back for the second half of Yellowstone Season 5. We've got the man who bagged a Golden Globe for his sterling performance in 2023, Kevin Costner. Also, we have Luke Grimes, Kelly Riley, and many more. Oh, and did you hear about on-screen ranch hands Ryan Bingham and Hassie Harrison? They stirred up quite a buzz when they announced they're a couple off-screen, too. And let's not forget country singer Lainey Wilson, whose songs graced the Yellowstone soundtrack and who joined the cast this season. Talking about joining, what's the deal of McConaughey in Yellowstone universe? As for McConaughey's role in the Yellowstone universe, the details are still under wraps. We don't know if his character will be set on the Dutton Ranch or somewhere else, or which original Yellowstone stars might join the spinoff. But we do know that some have been offered roles. We'll have to wait until Taylor Sheridan puts the finishing touches on his scripts to find out more. For now, here's the cherry on top. What are the bosses behind Yellowstone planning? Well, the minds behind Yellowstone are planning to create a sequel. And guess what? It's coming to our screens this December. Chris McCarthy, the big boss at Showtime/MTV Entertainment Studios, had some kind words to say. He mentioned how Yellowstone was their golden goose, helping them launch a whole bunch of popular shows. Think 1883 and Tulsa King. And he's pretty sure that this new Yellowstone sequel is going to be another crowd pleaser. Why? Well, all thanks to the genius of Taylor Sheridan and the amazing cast who bring the show to life. David Glasser, CEO of 101 Studios, sounded excited too. He promised that the tale of the Dutton family will go on. It'll pick up from where Yellowstone ends and spin another epic yarn. He added that they can't wait to share this new adventure with fans all around the world. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. What will Yellowstone sequel look like? There's a lot of hinges on what happens to our main man, John Dutton, as Season 5 wraps up the series. Now, John's had his fair share of trouble lately. His own son Jamie is making moves to kick him out of the governor's seat in Montana. And get this, the Dutton family's dark secrets might just spill out into the open. That could land John behind bars and open the doors for a new boss at Yellowstone Ranch. Who could that be, you ask? Well, there are whispers about a new face, someone you might know, McConaughey. Since McConaughey would be a newbie in the Yellowstone world, it would make sense to have some familiar faces around. That way, we can all get used to seeing him as the new star of the show. Plus, it would allow us to keep following the Dutton family story, even without John around. We might see his kids adjusting to new management at the ranch. Of course, we're still not sure how Season 5 of Yellowstone will smoothly hand over the reins to a sequel series. Let's face it, with Kevin Costner leaving, this change is kind of a no-brainer. Costner's horizon will soon come to your screen. If you're itching for more Costner, you're in luck. Set photos hint that Part 2 of his 4-part Western epic Horizon is in production. This might explain why Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 might not hit its summer 2023 release date. These photos, first reported by Screen Rant, were shared by Utah resident Shelley Evans Palmer. And in other news, Deadline confirmed the start of the shoot and revealed some big names joining the project.